Hey guys, Excessive Total War here. So today I'm going to take you guys through a couple of things. First and foremost is how to get Dwarven Ignots and make your own Dwarven army. Armor. If only you can make an army, that'd be cool. Right, okay. So the thing is with Dwarven Ignots, I didn't realize this for about 10 years. Honestly, like I swear, literally the anniversary hit, I got the anniversary edition, well this is the latest anniversary edition, and suddenly I learned how to do this. It's mental, like I genuinely just been working off the scraps for all this time. So, anyway, you get Dwarven Scrap metal from Dwarven Ruins. Now, what that means is that's got a couple of things. One, it does mean it's potentially one of the more dangerous ores to go after because Dwarven Ruins contain some of the hardest NPCs that you'll fight, right? Or the hardest bad guys that you'll fight. So, you know, got like the Guardians and stuff like that. Spiders are pretty easy. But the rewards far outweigh it. So the two most common ores in the whole of Skyrim are iron ore, followed by this, Dwarven. So if you're trying to level up your armory skill fast, this is 100% the way to do it. You've got no shortage of dungeons to get into, and the dungeons are, you know, they're challenging, but they're also quite exciting as well. So, you know, away from doing iron mining and actual iron mines, it is something you come across a lot because there's so much of it all over the place, but finding a lot in one place isn't actually that easy. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what you're looking for to start off when you're in these Dwemer runes. So, I've tried to curve out my inventory so it isn't too hard to look up. So, firstly, you want, and now you can get these in any like quantities you want. You can just get one of them, you can just get all of them, whatever else. I'm going to make a recommendation in terms of when I show you guys the dungeons and how best to deal with it, in terms of maximising the efficiency off the back of it, but just to show you what they look like. So we've got the bent Dwemer Scrap Metal, we've got large decorative Dwemer Strut, large Dwemer Plate Metal, large Dwemer Strut, you got the small Dwemer Plate Metal, and you have the solid Dwemer Plate Metal, which is the largest of them, largest of the five. Now, there is also a Dwemer Scrap Metal. Do not pick that up. It does not work. It is only these five that work. I don't know if it's a bug, if it's intentional, or what the plan was with it, but hey, it doesn't work. Alright, so that's what you're looking for visually. Now, I will, in the description, I'm going to put a list of these, okay, for the video, so you can just look at that, like, going forward, rather than coming back constantly, trying to find this bit in the video again. Now, if I show you, in terms of how that actually makes up, so you can see the large deck of Dwemer Strut, you get 2 off of that, you get 3 off the other Strut, you're getting 3 off of the bent Dwemer Metal, you get 3 off of the Dwemer Plate Metal, 3 off of Dwemer, small Dwemer Plate Metal, so there's not actually a difference between large and small, which I thought was quite funny, and you get 5 off of the solid Dwemer Metal, but it is at like a carry weight of like 25, so it is an absolute monster to haul around. Alright, now, I'm not going to bother actually thinking them up because I know how much it comes to, so that creates, and this is probably a third of the haul that I could have taken from the last dungeon I did, and that makes 42 Ignots, okay? Now that is a big deal. 42 Ignots is huge. Like, you think, like, your average iron mine, you probably walk away with 20 once you've actually completed the ore. So that's why I'm saying it's one of the most numerous. Now, if we go into your blacksmith, now this is a leveling piece, so this is how it can be a really good quick leveler for you. Is if you click in Dwarven, and obviously you need to get to the level of Dwarven, which we'll cover off in a second. But once you're in here, okay, there's a couple of things you can do. You can either go and make Dwarven arrows, which you can sell. I think you can sell by gold a piece, and, you know, all you do is you go chop firewood, which in Whiterun is just up the road, or you can do it anywhere, I suppose, that you can produce the firewood, and you just keep churning this out. Now, that produces 42 of them. You're gonna get, what, I think you get 24 a piece, so you like, for that 42 times 24, that's going to be your gold rate in terms of getting that back. I wish I'd done the math for that shit. That would have made way more sense. Let me just quickly math that shit out for you. I feel like I'd be able to do that math, but I was at work all day and my brain is just not computing. And there's probably some of you that have already done it and will put in chat, oh, I should do it for you. Alright, cool. So if you like, for each run, that's also 1,000 gold you would get for it. If you ask me, time-wise, it's not really that effective, and it's probably not the best use of it. The most efficient use that you will get out of it is a Dwarven bow. I've tried the armor, but the armor requires so many other components, you find yourself having to run off to go get steel ignots. But Dwarven Bow, from my minor haul here, I'll be able to produce 21 of them. All I'll need is 21 iron ingots, and quite frankly, I can buy that. The cost of selling these, it says 89 here, you'll probably get about, because you can do that again, potentially you put them to the side, again, in your next haul you actually upgrade them, you can actually get a heat back for them. Plus, if you're trying to upgrade your enchanting skill at the same time, what you can do is you can keep them all, go up to a Whiterun Hold, the main fortress or a palace, whatever it's called, Palace of the Dragon or whatever. Go up there, enchant them really dirt cheap, like literally put on like your lowest gem, and you can actually double the value of that, so you'll end up getting like a couple of grand back for just bows from this 21, from this 42 ingots, which I find to be super effective. Now, if you keep doing that, that'll level up your army skill in like no time at all. It's a proper legit way to do it. It's a way that you can continue just to progress through the game, working your way through your dungeons or whatever else. It's not one where, because most of them you kind of have to stop and you kind of have to like grind out maybe a couple hours doing something here, or do something somewhere else. But this is quite a fun way where you can do it as you play the game. Now, the best places for you to get it is, there's heaps. I mean, you've got Blackreach up here, which pretty much every one of these symbols mean it's a Dwarven, a Dwemer ruin. But pretty much all of these actually lead to Blackreach, which is the largest Dwemer city, like, ruin that exists or is left. However, I would say, while it is good and you will get quite a bit off of it, and you will, 100% you'll get quite a bit off of it, you will naturally progress there anyway through the main quest line, and there's actually quite a few quest lines that take years, so I would maybe just wait until you get to them again, just, you know, farm it off the back of that, or, you know, do it as part of a quest. It is a huge dungeon, it takes ages, there's some challenging bosses in it. From a efficiency point of view, it's probably not the most efficient, because it's just such a huge space, and you're fighting, and I was trying to remember the bloody name of the creepy little blind elves that attack you all the time down there, but they are not easy to beat at all. One of the hardest ones I find anyway. Now, the best two in the entire game, in terms of what you'll get back off it, the one where I've just done, and like I said, I only took about a third back, was actually, it's called Avanchancel. Now, this is part of a really interesting quest line where you use the runed lexicon, which you've used in previous missions if you've been following the main quest line, and also Muzoft. So you'll easily get, you know, about 100 plus Ignots from just both of them alone. Which is mental. And these are just the tip of the iceberg. Like, if I just follow this around, I mean, this is from a different quest line, which again came with the newest edition, but, you know, you've got Arking Fams there, you've got Barfmadans there, I probably actually butchered them, and you've got the Road to Soulshine as well, or Soulstein, or whatever the hell it's called, you know, the Dark Elf Island up to the north here, that you'll also get a heat from, and a lot of the quest lines take you through it. So that's what I mean, you can progress through it in that sense. So that is what you need to make Dwarven armor, or what materials you need to be looking for when you're in the Dwemer places. These are the best locations to find it. It is the best way of leveling up your armor skill if that is your intention, and particularly see early on, leveling up your armor skill can be really effective. So I'm only level 40 and I'm pretty powerful at this stage, and it's because I have the highest possible weapons. I mean, my bow will cost about 200 and I can't even remember what it is. I've obviously focused on this, but by leveling that armor, my bow is 269 damage, which is pretty mental for that one. So yeah, so like I said, that is how you go about collecting it, where you collect it from, again, how you can use it to best upgrade your skill. And yeah, that's it. I hope this video was helpful, guys. Like I said, it was 10 years before I realised that existed, and I will put a list of what you're looking for in the description, so you can take like a screen grab or something like that of it. I find it helpful just to have it up in the corner when I'm in the dungeons to remind me which ones to pick, because first time I did my run through, I picked up random plates and cups and all sorts of shit, and none of that works, and I just weighed myself down. My last bit of advice for you as well is, see with these dungeons, particularly if you're early on, do not underestimate them. They are tough dungeons, so what might be beneficial for you is go in, clear the dungeon, so you've got all the potions you need, all the weapon you need, all that sort of stuff. Then go back to wherever your drop off point, for me it's Whiterun, so it's been my main base, drop all your gear that you don't need, go back and then clean house. if you're at a really early level and you're struggling to carry a lot, if you've maybe gone like a warrior class or whatever else, you've probably gone full stamina anyway, in which case you've probably got heaps of carrying capacity for it. I've got magicked items that I've created to help me carry stuff out, but I mean, generally speaking, that's what I would recommend. Even that can also be a top trick as well, is that if you make a couple of items that help you do your carry weight, what you do is you keep them in your inventory. Make sure they're light stuff, like, I don't know, rings and necklaces. That's what I did, a ring and a necklace. And you could do boots and all that as well if you want. You can go like leather boots, nice and white. Again, what you do is at the end of the dungeon, you just slip on your carry what's gear. Again, just run back to it and pick up everything. But yeah, like I said, I hope that's been helpful, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will catch you all next time. Cheers, guys.